Hey guys, today I'm going to share about an interesting phenomena that I have been observing about the objective reality, and I'm going to be also talking about infinite timelines. And infinite timelines is not just a concept, multiverse is not a concept, and even though we can see it in movies, well, it's kind of like that, and at the same time, it is not. So, what is my personal experience with these infinite timelines? Um, so, one day, I was sitting on the loo, and so I wasn't tripping on mushroom or anything like that. I was just sitting there, taking a break from life. And my third eye vision kind of opened to show me like literal like strips, like film strips, or just like timelines that will go into infinite variations. And I get overwhelmed around infinity. I get overwhelmed around airports, and just like the cosmos is okay, but just airports where I see like these infinite fractals of people just walking everywhere, I get like overwhelmed. So I was also overwhelmed by just seeing how many details and potentials just exist there. And so what I also understood at that second was that, oh, I could like shift to this timeline or that timeline, but in a way it does not really matter, because just like all this choice is just having infinite possibilities. So you might as well just like stay on whatever course because it's just all the same in the end, right? Like in this timeline, you're whatever, an astronaut, a doctor. Now, somehow they combine anyway into this like center one where just by reacting to your experiences and like feeling like bored or frustrated with something that is old, and then giving your emotion to something that you see that you like, they get updated anyway, right? So the simulator is wired in a way that is going to give you everything that you consciously or unconsciously sampled and asked for. Okay, and uh, you can just mood board it, and it doesn't really make a lot of difference, but it's just personal choices. And there is this other thing that I want to mention. Out of these, like, so many timelines, so this would be like one lifeline, and this another lifeline, and then another lifeline, and then so they are not necessarily like different universes, because you can take things from this one and put them into this one. Like now, I'm gonna talk another experience, which was, so I was in one type of samadhi experience. So that's like when everything dissolves and I'm not in the body, I'm just in this void. Okay, so when I was coming back into reality, it felt like I'm sliding into like a funnel of, I don't know, dimensions, and then coming back into my body. And for a second or two, the whole reality of object was jiggling. It was kind of dyslexic. So like the objects, like my curtain would just change and be like every possible curtain, right? And then my head would change and would be like every possible head. And then the painting, the books, they would all shuffle, and even the neighbors, their voices from uh, the other side of the wall, they would just change. Like like you are literally the FM dial on the radio station where you're like, right? So I would have this, and so even the buildings uh, are changing, and then the apartment units in the buildings are changing, and then the furniture, every single piece of furniture in the apartment is kind of like shuffling, and then at the moment everything collapses into a physical reality. So I was like, whoa, wait, can I quantum jump my neighbors? I mean, into a timeline where I just have a different set of neighbors, and apparently yes. And so here's the thing that I'm gonna give you, that is a technique to use this, and like literally you can change your chairs. And I'll tell you some examples of what I've kind of like, what I mean, I guess these objects are just like props in a theater, so they're always somehow there. Like just the other day I found a yoga mat in my apartment that I didn't know I had. And I wanted to buy a yoga mat, but then it really shortcutted the process of me getting a yoga mat, because there was, all of a sudden there was one just there. And so these kind of like things always appear somehow, but actually you can make things just appear right in front of you for no reason at all. And I've did this a couple of times, but then I don't know if I ever like replace a thing with another thing. Like let's say I have this tiger, and then it's replaced with another, like a, I don't know, like a porcelain tiger, because this one is plastic. So I guess it could be possible to do that too. Actually, everything is possible, but I'll tell you how to do this. So really funny. Here's a challenge: like replace the set of chair in your dining area. How? By just quantum jumping the chairs, okay, and understanding that there's like infinite sets of chairs possibilities for your dining room in this infinite potential universes. You would then need to pick another chair, and you would need to forget that you ever had this one, or you would have to forget the conviction that reality needs to stay linear, and the chair is not gonna flip the channel, okay, on you. So this is like a little magical exercise, but you can use it for some other thing. You can use it to manifest a thing that wasn't there at all. And like I would do this also. I would just sit and I would say I want something to appear in front of me, and then for no real reason, after going into 0 point and out of meditation, that thing would be there. And one time I had a mango sort of render in my hand in real time while I was just like flowing and having fun, but then I freaked out. Okay, so it was new, and it was not really congruent with my previous conditionings that I had from the 3D. Yes, so here's what you can do to change your chairs, or change your wife. Like I did this like a gazillion times. I changed my wife. Literally, it would be like so boring that we couldn't understand each other. But you know, when I'm witnessing and something does not work, like a conversation does not work, or she's not into something, then I just go outside. I take a walk. I say, "Universe, damn it! Like give me a wife that she's into that and she's like vibing with that, right?" And then when I come home, she has no memory of like we are not like she don't want to play golf with me, right? But she's like, look, I'm ordering you like this like golf equipment. Are we gonna go and play, right? So this is something that was also a glitch in my brain, because before I used to think that like I need to ask people about stuff like, are you into that? And then, do you want to like join me for this? But now I have to imagine that people are into that and they want to come and like play with me, and then that will happen. So I guess all people have different stations of identity across the multiverse, so you can just tap into whatever version of me or whatever version of somebody you choose. Now, how do you choose your chair or anything else for that matter? Well, first of all, you want to have no conditioning that this is impossible, of course. So you want to have an overwhelming knowing, embodied, that this is just working like effortlessly. Okay, and so you replace the knowing in the same way that you replace the chairs. You replace everything in the same name: your identity, your energetic memory. You can heal your whatever energy blocks or trauma or whatever stuck energy you have. You can change timelines or props in the timeline. You do everything in the same freaking way. How? Your decision is not in your ego, it is in your subconscious. So it's in your conglomerate of energetic memory that you feel in your body, that when you know something, it's not here like I know something is like my body already knows that. It's like, can I have a cappuccino? It's like already effortless, right? Because you did it. Okay, you impressed your subconscious with it. So it's as easy as ordering a cup of coffee. So to make something that was not in your reality, like you order, like I order Americano all the time now. If I want to order a latte, I have to like shift up. But if I have to, you know, make up a latte that didn't exist before, then I need to imagine a little bit something new. Okay, and then I need to also release the tendency to go for Americano, and then I need to switch it to latte, and then that can become a new normal for me. Well, replacing general beliefs about gravity, even like can I fly or whatever, like the technique is the same as replacing your Americano with your latte in your subconscious. Now, you say, subconscious, I don't want to believe this anymore, I want to believe that anymore, and then you go to sleep. Now, if you try to do that from the front lobe first person immersion, which you call ego, it's possible if you're connected with the feeling, knowing, understanding that you are also the observer beyond space and time, which is right here, from where you sort of bring things into the like all of the layers of the space-time construct and phenomenal stuff will change their frequency once you command it from 0 point. So why am I saying this? So obviously some people, they're like, no, but that's not possible, right? Because they're giving a conditioned reply. And so when I'm talking to people and I get a conditioned reply that something is not possible, what I say is like, okay, so let's say it's not possible, that's cool, right? But then close your eyes and then feel where you're observing from, and then go behind that. So you're just like stepping out. Let's say you're observing from here, so you go just beyond there. Then I ask them, okay, so are you now beyond space and time? When they answer yes, I say, okay, so ask this yourself: beyond space and time, is everything possible? Would it be possible then to change your belief that something is not possible? And the answer is yes. So then you can simply not use the prompt in your front tinky winky pad, they're saying something that's already recorded and conditioned, and your subconscious is just loading that on the screen, right? You go into the user of the computer and you say, okay, we have these beliefs installed, let's delete them and let's put these beliefs, and then computer, please memorize this, press enter. Fall asleep, the energy transmutes, and then you're online, and all of a sudden you're seeing new objects in your reality. I hope that makes perfect sense. So you're going to delete all the expectation that you even had the red plastic chairs in your kitchen, or what is it, like a dining area, and then you're gonna pick another chair. And here's what's going to happen probably if you still have a belief that somebody needs to remove the old chairs and then you have to go online and buy the new chairs. That timeline just may load for you, but here's the thing. If you ditch that belief and replace it with a 100% belief that there's a chair switch without any freaking linear logic, then you also tell, okay, this is a very important step. I might not want to fail to mention this. You might also say, when I tell my subconscious, forget that I even like expecting to have those chairs, and I'm just completely fine with just walking in and having this other set of chairs. Now also it is completely okay for that to just happen like a quantum jump thing. It doesn't need to be a linear explanation, like I sold the old chairs or I took them to the garage and then I got the new ones online, or somebody brought the new ones. Like I don't need any kind of like, taking things from point A to point B linear kind of thinking stuff. It can just be an instant just change of props in a timeline from Super Nintendo. Okay, like Super Mario does not need to go to work. Like the simulator can do it for me, right? And then I accept this completely, and then I ditch any previous beliefs or whatever expectation that might be not congruent or in conflict with this. And when you say it like this in your own words, that your subconscious understand what you're saying, then you also say, now when you transform and transmute my memory, so I'm just going to be completely aligned with this. Also make me kind of forget about that, or don't prompt that into my, oh, where are the chairs, right? Are they here? Oh, why do I still have the plastic chairs? Wasn't I supposed to be in a quantum jump type of thing? So the chairs, you set the intention for them to change. You make yourself believe it by telling your subconscious to create another type of plasticity that's congruent with what you ask for. And then you also tell your subconscious not to really even give your conscious awareness any prompt of this before it's loaded. Now, if you want to load it like right away, you need to go into samadhi, and then from there, it can just shift. And it will be pretty instantaneous, because basically what you will be doing, you will be going completely out of like space-time phenomenal construct and then landing into a new one where the timeline has reloaded. But this is, you have to be in your meditation and stuff, and that's boring, right? Or like, who likes to meditate? You can do that. I'm joking. Meditation is awesome. Boring. um, yeah. So yeah. Otherwise, you can just live your life, and your energies will transmute. And oh yeah, here's another just tip to mention. When I say, okay, I'm quantum jumping like in a completely different reality, and I'm erasing all my beliefs or expectation of who I used to be. Like I'm changing my, energetic memory. Uh, what happens if I say, okay, let's just jump? I'm just gonna take a nap and then I wanna jump and go into this new timeline. Sometimes I cannot, like I'm snoozing for 2 days, like I cannot walk because there all this energy transmutation that is happening, and I'm just like cannot walk, cannot get out of the bed or anything, and I feel just subconscious changing, and then voila, I'm in a new timeline. But it can be a little bit intense if you have plans. You will also like defragment your plans, or you will defragment your whole reality. So you want to be resting, uh, and so you can tell your subconscious also to just do things in a more intense manner or more relaxed manner. And I think the default state how we change our reality is sort of this the gentle manner, with sometimes like there are these portals, and then things tend to be more intense because on a collective level we are doing these shifts, but individually, uh, yeah, who knows. Anyway, I hope this helps and you find it interesting, and tell me about your experiences when you try this out, and subscribe to my channel because it's awesome.